Hey, what's going on? It's Adam here. If you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And if you don't know who I am, I'm a seven-figure entrepreneur, creator, and founder of the Smart Business Mastermind. And I've been doing this work for a decade, helping people grow and scale their businesses. And today's a really cool video because we're going to talk about, is it better to get paid to speak or pay to speak? And I want to be clear, not one is better than the other, as it's not more noble to get a fee for your speaking, and it's not desperate to pay in order to speak, as these are both tools, not trophies. The goal here is to identify what strategy is best and most in alignment with your business, because my ultimate hope is at the end of this video, you'll have a bigger picture perspective as I've done both, and I want to be able to share insights with you that I think can help you in that decision-making process so that you could be able to get your message out to more people. And so this video is really for the messenger. You feel you have a message and you want to get it out in front of bigger audiences. You want to be able to get maybe more clients. You want to be able to get more exposure, maybe grow your influence. Maybe God has given you a message and you want to be obedient with the gifts that you've been given to serve more people. And you've been wanting to get your voice out in a bigger way and start landing on more stages. It's so fun to be able to rock the crowd and be able to make impact with what God has given you and see the transformation of your talk and your message. But we got to be able to find out the right strategy so that you can be the most fruitful with the decisions you make in regard to how you want to get your message out there. So I first want to start out by sharing the fee paid model, because when I began, I had a hard time in the beginning because I didn't have a reputable brand yet. I didn't have the track record yet. I didn't have the footage yet. I didn't have testimonials yet. So everybody has a starting place, and maybe you're in that place as well where you haven't really maybe done a lot of that work yet. So in the beginning, I began to try and speak at some of the local events. And as I tried to get my foot in the door, a lot of the local events in my area, networking events, they had a list of people who had already been in line. And I was getting frustrated, but at the same time, I had to take a step back and realize these are people who've been invested in this network. They've been waiting patiently their turn to share their message. And so who am I to jump in front of the line when other people have been waiting patiently for their turn to speak? So I thought, how else can I bring value? And this is where I started to ask bigger questions. Who is in the room? Is it the right audience for me? Is my goal to gain more clients? And if so, what would be the value for each person in the room if one person were to become a client? And as I began to do the math, well, at that time, I would make $2,500 for each client that I enrolled. And so I thought, well, what would $250 be to be able to be in a room, to get to speak, and to generate partnerships and to generate influence? And so I began to ask the host, hey, can I be a sponsor at your event? I don't want to sell anything. I just want to be able to share my story in 20 minutes to 25 minutes. And at the end, give them an opportunity to take next steps if they are interested in learning more. And hosts began to respond different to me because everybody wants a free ride. Everybody comes to them asking to speak for free, but very few people are willing to contribute financially. So they said, you know what? We're actually always looking for sponsors. It would be great to have you as a sponsor if you can just share 3 bullet points you'd like to share with our community to make sure that it's in alignment. And then what you would like your call to action to be at the end, and we can get you reserved. And this is where I stepped into my first rooms, and I was nervous. I was shaking. I was sweating because I hadn't really done this yet, but I knew I had to do this to get to the next level because I was getting ready to hold a big event and I needed to fill the room. And this is one of the strategies that my coach told me I needed to do. I needed to go speak locally to fill the room in a bigger way. So I ended up doing my first little workshop, and at the end, people began to fill out some appointments to be able to learn more about what I could do to help them in their marketing. So what ended up happening is I got my first client for $2,500, and they also bought a ticket to attend the live event that I was hosting, and I got a major return on my investment. It was a 10x return. And I go, this is kind of cool. Well, what if I could do more of this? So I began to go from networking event to networking event, just sponsoring the event, just telling my story. And it not only allowed me to get my message in front of more people, It allowed me to develop partnerships. It allowed me to get clients and also fill my bigger rooms. So it was a domino effect. And so I realized, man, this is so powerful. Let's continue to do this. And so over the next few years, I would just have a sponsorship budget that I kept growing. And at first, it started out at $250. Then I was willing to pay $500. Then I was willing to pay $2,500. And then I got to a place where this audience was so big, I actually paid $25,000. I know that sounds crazy, but I knew what was in the room. I knew who was in the room. And I knew the opportunity, the bigger opportunity of impact that I wanted to make. And for me, the real transformation for my clients begin when the event is over, not when it starts, because I know that the transformation I bring is through my program. So I made that investment and it was an incredible 6-figure return. And so I know what that's like. And what that allowed me to do is not only fill my rooms and my conferences, it grew my brand, it grew my visibility. And what ended up happening is the momentum from that, I was able to take footage and testimonials to then start getting my first fee-paid speaking engagements. So which one is better? Well, I have, in some cases, have paid no money and get fee paid, but then I made no sales in the back of the room, because sometimes fee paid speaking engagements, they don't have the specific targeted audience. And so when is it better to get fee paid? I believe fee paid is ideal when you have a message that speaks to a greater audience. They aren't necessarily, you're not looking necessarily for a high level focused client group, but more of a broader client group of people you want to impact. A lot of times it's more about trust and it's about awareness and it's around getting your message out to a specific community of people that will resonate with your message. And so they're paying you on the front end the value for that to go and speak on stage and in exchange for that fee. So the fee paid model is really, really great as well, because it's really rewarding to get paid for your work. It's also a great way to have trust transferred to you, to brand build, to bring your message out and get awareness. It just requires more credibility to break into that space. You'll need to at some point create one-pagers and examples of your work and testimonials as if people are going to pay and give you a budget. There's other speakers that they're often looking at as well, and people in line wanting to get that part of that budget to go speak on that stage. And so it's a little bit more of a process to get the name to begin asking for those fees. And so I think that it's not about which one is better, it's about where you're at in your journey. Are you looking to get more clients, or are you looking to get paid for a message? And do you have experience, or are you newer and you're needing to break out and be able to get in front of more stages? And so I think some great questions to ask, and that I hope you can leave this video with, is what message am I trying to bring? What outcomes do I want from this speaking engagement? And which platforms are going to best fit that? And as you're able to answer those questions, you can determine whether it would be best for you to pay to speak or to get paid to speak. They are both fun. It's just about finding out which one is in alignment for you. There is a third option, and that is hosting your own virtual events and hosting your own stage, which is the funnest, because then you don't have to play by anyone else's rules. You can sell whatever you want to sell that's on your heart to sell. You get to share the message that's on your heart to sell, heart to share. You get to teach people more in depth and spend more time with them. And that's why, if you are interested in what that looks like, I'm hosting a workshop called How to Launch 30, 50, 100K Virtual Events. It's going to be really great if you want to get clients from your speaking and get your message out and host your own platform so that you're not handcuffed or limited by the different opportunities that often come with all of these rules and boundaries of what you can and can't say and all of the things. So it's really fun. I love it. I get to speak twice, sometimes 3 times a month, running my own workshops, and it's a lot more fun. So if that is interesting to you, I will link the description to that invite below this video. And I hope that today's message, if you're a messenger, I hope that it helped bring you more clarity on which one's the best fit for you, and I hope it helped you increase today.